Well, here we are back again in Mittenrahm, in the end, at the Aethruhn. Still thinking about maybe doing this before finishing this, like soonish, just to maybe like when this is half done, take a break and work over the island, something along those lines. But anyway, as far as the Aethruhn goes, I think there's been a couple of additions maybe, at least on the surface of the sphere, here at least. You can obviously see these guys, and not going so well. I built one here first, and I put it that way because once it was like half built, because it's only the one half. The other half will be done when when I get to it. After doing that, I moved over to this one to basically start the game because I wasn't really happy with how it turned out. So this then became the replacement design, which I brought over to here, but I wasn't completely happy with. I brought forward one of the circles here while the other ones remained here, and it was better. Show you the other side. Instead of trying to follow the slant of the join between the deep slate and ordinary stone stuff, I obviously just put in ordinary floor system. Maybe a mistake, not sure. Found, yeah, there's a couple of passes. This is the main one. This doesn't exist on the other one, I don't think. Yeah, there was some tweaking in a lot of respects, but I felt like this one looks too much like something waiting to pounce, which is cool, but doesn't really belong here. It reminds me I'm going to have to get rid of that glowstone. I don't like it. I'll have to put something in the way of lighting, but it's I don't know, it's weird. It's just distracting having that one glowstone sat there. So I moved on to, again, trying for round 3. Now this part of the building is it's like the same as upstairs, starting out the same. But then I wanted to modify where the front was sat, lowering it down, so it's a little more smooth in that sense, going across that angle. In the process of this, I realised that I'd misplaced where this goes, and also realised that I'd forgotten these flying buttresses on the upper parts, so they had to go in, which is when I realised that they were misaligned on the upper parts, but on this one they match, which is nice. Probably could put one there, but yeah, I might put one there. I have to think about it. But what I also realised was, if you shift this one back so that it's flush with the the bottom cathedral, there is a diagonal line then between the two circles. Now that's cool, but not necessarily what I really want here, because it's a curved surface and I don't want something that looks diagonal. So when I tried to move this one, I got part way through and I thought, this is an interesting shape. So I decided to leave it. I think it works. I'm going to modify all of them. I've taken a little bit of a stab at modifying this roof. I've lowered the front, so this is essentially a hybrid of that and parts of that. And it looks like I'm planning to maybe just do a diagonal roof straight the way down. It doesn't need to be this big, and I feel like the roof with everything else it stands out just a bit too much in my opinion. So I did consider lowering this line, the transition line, down a floor, so it would start here and curve up. It wouldn't affect anything as far as I can tell, it would just make the building sit lower. But from a distance, I feel like the grey part is a decent thickness, and maybe all I really need to do is remove some of the deep slate. But the intention behind this originally was, aside from there was a gap here that needed to be covered, was that this line would be about approximate to where the surface would be if it was another floor taller. So it's supposed to be parallel to something that would be about here maybe. Roughly speaking. But of course it's obviously miles off of that. So that should definitely be here. And then it's taller angles down. But I look at it from a distance and I'm like, that looks like it would be non-existent nearly from a distance. But, you know, maybe that will help solve the height problem with the with this. You can also see that it gets thicker. It starts off barely a floor here, floor and a bit, and then by the time we get down here there's like 2 floors, 3 actually by this point, which is unnecessary. I don't need something this big. So yeah, this has taken a lot of time of tweaking. There's a lot of building gone into doing all 3 of them, even half of the 3, and a lot of the fiddling as well. It's not the only thing I got done, fortunately. The threatened tree is now in place all the way up and down. It's possible some of these branches and now shoots will get longer, maybe. I think I mentioned before, if I'd thought about this before getting this far, it may have been part of the infrastructure, or there would be holes that would allow it to reach out further. But at the moment it's going to get in the way if I do stuff like that. It's not finished, obviously. It's probably going to be a darker wood used for this. And then this is probably going to snake out, and I'll probably use mangrove roots as well. Probably going to be some mud in the bottom here. It looks pretty muddy anyway. But yeah, largely in place. I used the same technique for the tree, very slowly twisting it around as it goes. Before I did this, I put glass around it, which leaves some of it exposed, which some of it's okay, some of it isn't. And of course, I don't think this was completed. This floor was complete last time. It was nearly there, but it's obviously done now. This one looks different because it actually came all the way across for the section, as where this side more stops at the exact split point between each quarter. There's more work to do here as well. I done a little bit preliminary, but this piece of floor will be missing because this is where you will launch the griffins from. So yeah, but we will But that's what I've been doing, and obviously my plan now is to keep hammering away at these and see if I can just get a final design to go in place. I'm not looking forward to this, to be honest, because it obviously means knocking down the roof, and if it doesn't work, or I feel like it needs to go back up, I'm going to put it back up, and I don't need that level of setback in a build that's going to take this long to do. But I shall not complain anymore and say adieu and hopefully get something done. So here we are in the other end of the stream. I've made most of the changes I planned to. While moving stuff, I came up with a slightly alternative design. It's no longer a fuller circle, and kind of curves in a little bit sharper here. I just feel it's helping kind of create just a better aesthetic. The roof got pulled back 2 blocks and goes straight down now, obviously. I could take it down further, perhaps. Possibly orientate this so it's like that. And just keep it a little shallower. I could slice off a piece here, but I don't know. I'm gonna think about this as time goes by a little bit. And you can see I modified this one quite a bit, but I haven't put in the handle, I suppose. I think it's a little closer to what I really envisioned. Perhaps still a little too tall. I did lower the grey part, basically just changed the colours of the blocks here. That seems to have gone okay. Yeah, as I say, gonna be a little more time trying to sort some of this out. But I'll be back with another video in a couple of weeks.